Questions? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Guys, I'll ask. The obvious one, the last 10 minutes of the game, what changed from the first 30? Obviously, you were able to bury them in a hurry after having a scare for much of the night.
We just started guarding. We were getting stops. We were able to get out in transition. Our offense was struggling a little bit to start, so then once we started getting stops and we were able to run, the offense was easier. Stuff just started to flow.
Yeah, definitely. Everything starts on the defensive end. When we kind of were able to climb back in it towards the end of the first half, and I think we really emphasized that. And then obviously the last 10 minutes was we were getting stops, getting out and running, and we were able to get into our actions early on in the possession and get paint touches. I think was a big deal because if we didn't get in the paint, our offense was not as efficient as it should be.
Trevor, just kind of seemed like you were everywhere tonight, kind of on both ends of the floor. I mean, how eager were you to kind of make a statement, trying to show the CU fans kind of what you were about, and kind of what did it feel kind of to be out there tonight from the fans?
I mean, I wasn't trying to make a statement. I was just trying to play the way I play, which is playing hard, and really just trying to do what coach needs me to do on both ends, whether that's play defense on bigger guys, smaller guys. I'll try to do anything that coach asks me. I'll try to take care of the ball a little bit better. I think I like trying to be as versatile as possible. I say it all the time, and I try to be in the right position at all times, and that works out for me. Sometimes I get a nice pass from a guard or something, and yeah.
Go ahead. For both of you guys, I mean, you only had 5 turnovers in the second half after 13 in the first, and was it just kind of getting in sync with each other? Obviously, you guys are all still kind of new playing with each other in a game situation, so was that kind of it? And then just kind of, what do you feel like did change in the second half that you guys taking the ball care of
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it takes a little bit of time. There's a lot of new guys on the team, first time really being out there and showing us. So yeah, we had some things to figure out, but I think we just settled down. We were just playing a little bit too fast. No one was trying to be selfish or anything, but we were just sped up, maybe taking an extra dribble when we shouldn't have, trying to force passes that weren't there. And once we just settled down, let the game come to us, then it was easy.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like we weren't really settled in, and we were all just. I mean, the first time I touched the ball, I kind of slapped it up in the air. So I think it was just we were making uncharacteristic plays that wasn't really like us in the first half, and for the first part of that, it felt a little weird. We were a little out of funk, but we were able to calm ourselves down, take a breath, and really dig deep and take care of the ball like we needed to in the second half.
For both of you, you guys kind of alluded to it just now, but do you attribute some of that to nerves, and was there a moment where you guys felt like you collectively kind of settled down and like exhaled a little bit?
Everyone's gonna have nerves on the first game. I mean, it's exciting. We've been looking forward to this since we've been practicing in June. So I'm not even sure if it was like nerves. It was more of like excitement, like, oh my God, like I get to play a game that counts now. So I'd consider it more of that. I mean, and then eventually the high of, oh my God, I'm playing a basketball game now, kind of settled down, and we were able to just play our game, that's what I think kind of happened.
Yeah, I think a big thing was, it really just came down to defense. There was, I think, right after with about 8 minutes left after the media, I was like, guys, they had like 24. I was like, make sure they're under 28 before the second media. And they only had 27, and then they only scored 4 points in the last 4 minutes. And we just started guarding. That's really all that happened. That's when the flip switched.
For Trevor, first game as a Buff, as a Colorado native, was this all you thought it would be? Did it live up to the hype?
Definitely. I mean, there was definitely moments when I was warming up, trying to just like enjoy the moment. I think oftentimes we get caught up in a bit of the 5 set of the game, and for me, I took a couple of minutes, glances out into the crowd just to realize like this is kind of like a childhood dream for me. I mean, I get to represent my state, I get to have Colorado on my chest, I get to wear the black and gold and play with a bunch of my brothers and my good friends. So. Yeah, I'm a very much a person who enjoys and tries to soak it all in, and that's really what I was trying to do. But obviously, once the ball was tipped, I was kind of I was not soaking it in as much.
You guys had 15 offensive rebounds tonight. I mean, how important was that too, and just kind of gaining some momentum back, and just maybe kind of sucking their energy out of it, especially there in the second half?
That's huge. That's one of our identities. Boyle, Coach Boyle is always about defense and rebounding. So, I mean, the offensive rebounds is something that he preaches every day in practice. So, I mean, it's going to show out there on the court.
Definitely. I mean, a strength of ours is that we're really large at a lot of positions, and we would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't actually crash the offensive glass, because we realize that getting extra possessions is the most important part of this game, and if we can maximize the amount of shot attempts we get, and that means putting a little extra effort in and crashing the offensive glass.
Especially when we're not shooting well, which we
Yeah.
weren't in the first half.
Oh boy. I don't even want to know. Yeah.
During the first half of the game, their guys in the bench, especially McLean, seemed like they were talking a lot of noise. How much of that motivated you for the second half?
I mean, it's basketball. People are gonna chirp, and like MJ said, it's easy to talk when you're up. And he was deservingly so. He was kind of kicking our ass in the first half. But we knew that we had the confidence in our team that I just kept on telling him, like, you're gonna lose this game, like, we're gonna win. I told him that a couple times, but it was really just not buying into all that and just trying to stay even keel.
Javon, I know last year, obviously, you came back from a knee injury, but never maybe quite made it all the way back. How gratifying was it tonight? You know, does it get to start and play a big role in the second half comeback?
I mean, it's huge. It's everything. I've been waiting for an opportunity like this. I mean, my 3 years going on 4 here. Just opportunity to have a summer to train, to really come up with the team the entire way. Was practiced every practice, and then to be out here and actually contribute and affect the win in the first game. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's what I'm here to do. So it was huge. It gave me a lot of confidence going forward. And I mean, yeah, just keep it going.
Sebi had 4 threes off the bench for you guys. I mean, what is it like to see a freshman kind of make an instant impact like that? It just seems like he is a guy that is kind of not fazed by the moment.
No, I mean, he's not fazed at all. He's never scared to be aggressive, and I mean that's one of the reasons he was out there. One of the reasons he was able to make an impact. I mean, he's a super talented player, and I mean the fact that he can step up when no one's making shots and our offense is struggling and get there and actually make some shots and get us going is, I mean, that's huge. I kind of turned the corner for us offensively, I think, at times.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fearless kid, and ultra talented, and I mean that 3 he had to tie the game was, I mean, it was an electric moment for sure, and he has no room for fear in his mindset whatsoever. Talking to him, you can understand that for sure. He's a great player, and is going to be great here for a long time.
Okay, good. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Jill Trout.
Has he been on the field at all in the overtime?
Yeah, they tracked feet.
Can you check if it uploaded? I had like no service.
Yeah.
You got it? Sweet.
Yes.
It's a crazy shot.
Brady Jenkins 21. Yeah,
Is it over? The Chiefs are inside the 10, second.
Did the Bucks already have possession?
So Chiefs.
Of course, I think Patrick Mahomes going to lose the coin toss in overtime. Never loses that bad boy.
Picturing Nicole Harden pass to the
He sacrificed the one coin toss against Brady in the AFC Championship
Yeah.
for the rest of the coin toss.
Yeah, definitely.
That was 6 years ago. He hasn't lost one since.
Brady passed on the devil magic in that moment.
It is kind of crazy though that like, no matter how much Mahomes wins, like he in the 2 big games that he played Brady in lost.
True.
Like the
D4, but yes. 1 yard.
one.
I'm like 2 points down.
Head Coach Tad Boyle. Coach, if you could please start with an opening statement, and we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, look, we obviously weren't ready to play out of the gate tonight for whatever reason, and that's very unusual for a team like this who's really had pretty good practices up until, and we maybe have had 2 or 3 subpar practices out of the 30 that we've had, but for some reason we weren't ready to play, and we turned that thing over like it was nobody's business, and then started feeling sorry for ourselves, let our body language get bad, and our energy on the defensive end went away, and we let number 8, who's a really good shooter, we knew that he was, again, the scouting reports aren't perfect, but it had him as a shooter, and he gets 5 up and makes 4 of them in the first half. So like it was Eastern Washington was the better coach team. They played better than us. They, thank God they got tired, and they're playing at altitude. Otherwise, it would have been a loss for us. But our guys finally woke up defensively. We got some stops, strung some stuff together, got out in transition, but we got. There's so much to improve on, and I knew that with this team, but I wasn't expecting the start that we had. And I got to do a better job and figure that out.
Let's start with those turnovers. Matter of guys getting sped up, jittery, opening night sort of situation.
No, dribbling. I mean, there's 3 of them that were dribbling. First 4 were dribbling turnovers. They just took the ball from us. Of our first 8 turnovers, 7 of them were steals from Eastern Washington. They stole the ball from us. That means you're weak with the ball. You're not, you can't dribble it. And they're taking it from you. Our post guys bring the ball down, they get it stripped. Like, guess what? You're not supposed to bring the ball down as a post guy. You're supposed to keep it up. It doesn't matter if you're 6'11" if you bring the ball down to your waist and they strip you. And they're a good defensive team with active hands. And so yeah, it's just weak, soft, whatever you want to call it. No fundamentals. Like at some point, our players have to take a personal responsibility in taking care of the ball, and we didn't do that tonight.
I think you guys had like a 5-0 run to cut it to 6 there in
Yeah.
the last minute of the first half. Did that kind of build some momentum, just kind of going to the locker room? Did you feel like the guys, despite not playing well in the first half, knew, okay, we're only down 5, we can take a deep breath and kind of go up?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's better than being down 6 is better than being down 16. So, but I'm just so disappointed in the way we came out. I just keep going back to that. Yeah, look, this is a competitive group of guys. That much I do know. But for some reason, we weren't competing from the get-go tonight. And, again, that's my responsibility, and I didn't do my job tonight. So I'm disappointed in that. And Eastern Washington, they deserve all the credit because they were, like I said, they were so much better than us in the first half. It wasn't even close.
Is there anything specific you told the team to get over that slow start? Or?
Well, I just kept begging them to take care of the ball and take great shots and try to get stops. We got 3 kills, which is 3 stops in a row in the first half, and that's why we were down 6. We held after they got out to 20 points. We held them like 11 the rest of the half, which defensively, that's the only way you're going to get back in a game when you're down 16, 17 points, whatever it was. Is you got to get stops. You got to and playing at home, trying to get out in transition, and we didn't shoot the ball particularly well in the first half. Did a better job in the second half, but you got to string together stops and you got to create some offense with your defense. And I thought our ability to take care of the ball in the second half was better. We had, again, I think 18 turnovers. We had 13 in the first half, which means we had 5 in the second half. So that was better, but we got to be better as a team on our switching at the end of the first. I mean, again, thank God Eastern Washington got tired because they missed some shots in the second half that they were making in the first half. And again, that's nice thing about playing at home against teams that are not coming from altitude.
Even with a different starting 5 to start the second half than
Yeah.
you did in the first half. Part of that was Trevor. It felt like he was just kind of all over the floor tonight. I mean, how impactful was he? What did you like about
Yeah,
what he was doing?
Trevor plays with great energy. Like, he's going to make something happen on the floor, offensively and defensively. So I appreciate how hard he plays. And he's, right now, I said it on the radio, he's a plus-minus guy. He'll make a good play, and then he'll make a bad play. And they'll make a good play, and he's just making good plays. We just got to minimize the bad plays, And But Trevor brings – it wasn't so much who started, it wasn't who didn't start. You know, I didn't start Julian. He had 4 turnovers. Bangott had 3 turnovers. Everybody else had 1. I'm like, okay. At some point as a coach, you got to say, okay, there's a responsibility that comes with starting. And now Julian, to his credit, finished with 4 turnovers. He didn't turn it over in the second half. You know, that was great. I don't know, Bangott finished with 3 turnovers. He didn't turn over second half. So is that because they didn't start, or is that because they didn't play as many minutes? I don't know. Or maybe they played better. But you have a responsibility when you start. And this is a team, I'm telling you, the strength of this team is the depth of this team. And to me right now we go 11 deep. It's hard to play 11 guys. It might be different guys on different nights. And if they don't buy into that, we're going to have problems. If they do buy into it, we'll be fine. But we're gonna watch a lot of film. There's a lot of improvements to be made. I felt like we took a step back from the Pomona-Pitzer exhibition and the Texas scrimmage tonight, and I don't like taking steps back. I want to take steps forward. I don't expect this to be perfect, but I expect us to correct the mistakes that we've been talking about in practice, and that's what we got to do. It's my job, and this team will get better. They care. They're coachable. I like this team a lot. I really do. I like the players in the team. I like the talent. But we got to get better, and that's my job.
Can you talk about the defensive communication, specifically on the on-ball and off-ball screens?
Well, off-ball we don't switch, so it's just a matter of getting through screens, okay, which takes toughness, effort, being in a stance, you know, physicality. On-ball screens, you know, other than Elijah Malone, we were switching every on-ball screen. And there were countless breakdowns. Like when you switch a ball screen, you're supposed to take a pick and pop big man out of the game. You're supposed to be able to have a big now that's guarding a guard, you know, that's got length, got size. Now, can our bigs guard guards? Didn't do a very good job of that tonight. And our breakdown in communication was atrocious. And again, thank God Eastern Washington got tired, because they had some wide open looks in that second half that didn't go in because they were tired. And it was too many breakdowns. And that's what the film will show. And it's not going to be pretty. So we got to get better at that. It's easiest thing to do is, hey, there's a ball screen, we switch it.
Tad, I felt like you guys started to play more freely in the second half. Was there like a moment or a stretch of time where you kind of felt the team as a whole just relax a little bit?
I don't, when they made shots. and that's, again, a sign of, hey, we make shots, we're going to play free, but our ball movement was not very good in the first half. Our ball movement was better in the second half. Our cutting was not very good in the first half. R.J. Smith made a great back cut. Hassan found him on a back door, and it was a layup. But he was the only one that cut that I can remember of in the first half. Second half, Ruff made a curl cut. Jew found him on a layup. Like it was, and we talked about that at timeouts. We're like, we need more back cuts, we need more curl cuts. And finally, they started figuring that out. But the thing about this team offensively, in terms of playing freely, it's playing together is more than I would say than free. Because I wasn't restricting them in the first half more than I was letting them play in the second half. It was the same offense. It was the same players. It was that same system. It just they played better in the second half offensively for whatever reason.
I think we had the same question, but Sebi's had a really good preseason.
Yeah.
But what does it say about the young man to be able to come in, step in, and perform like he is not just knocking down shots, but I think 0 turnovers as well.
Exactly. No, the thing about Sebastian is he's really coachable. He's very conscientious. He wants to get better. When he gets his feet set, his ball is going in, and we want him shooting the ball when he gets his feet set on the perimeter. Now, eventually he's going to get scouted, and people are going to start running at him and running him off the line. He's going to have to put it on the floor and make plays that way. But Sebastian's doing a lot of good things for us. I'm on him all the time about rebounding, defending, taking care of the ball, and taking great shots. If he does those things, his talent is unquestionable. His skill level is unquestionable. It's a high level for a freshman. So we're going to need him, and we needed him tonight. And when he gets open shots, he can make them.
Coach, you ended up out-rebounding them 43-30. What did you feel about your team's physicality?
I thought it was good. I thought we wore them down. Again, Eastern Washington, give them credit because they battled us, tooth and nail in the first half. But our guys, again, and that's the strength of our team, our depth, our ability to wear teams down with that depth. And we got a lot of guys that can rebound the ball. Like Elijah Malone, didn't do a lot offensively because it's hard for us to get him the ball because we're not very good passers right now. But, he had 7 rebounds in 12 minutes. I mean, that's 3 offensive, 4 defensive. He continues to do that. We got to do a better job of getting him the ball, offensively. And defensively, his ball screen coverage got to continue to get better. And if our guards don't get through screens, Elijah's going to be in a position where he's going to have to guard a lot of guards that are getting downhill. And that's difficult for him, given his physical nature of his body and his foot speed and that sort of thing. But if our guards can get through screens, we'll be all right. But right now, there's so much we have to get better at. I could go on for hours.
Obviously didn't have the greatest showing in the exhibition. Only 3 of 9 tonight, but I thought he attacked the basket well. What are you thinking about him, and how will you get him to kind of bounce back?
Yeah, Andre's going to be fine. Andre's a good, he's playing in a totally different system. We're asking him to do things maybe that he didn't get to do or was asked to do at Washington State. But he, in practice, in our exhibitions and scrimmages, he's been our most consistent player offensively and defensively, without a doubt. So with Andre, I know what we're going to get. Now, some nights he'll shoot the ball well, sometimes he won't. You had some good looks tonight. He's such a good shooter, you expect every shot to go in. He does too, but they don't always go in. So the whole key is you better figure out how to help your team win when you're not shooting the ball well. And Andre's, he does that. And we got some other guys that ball doesn't go in, their head goes down, they start pouting and feeling sorry for themselves. We can't let that happen.
Okay, thanks, Coach.